Well, another brilliant day here in Southland. Just a bit of an on-farm update. Crop is going really well. Yields are sort of averaging on the kale between 10 to 12 tonne a hectare. On the Swedes, we're probably averaging that 8 tonne, and the fodder beet that we've got grazing away for our late calvers, that's sitting around that 21 tonne. As you can see in the back, the heifers have just finished coming down across this face, and we've just moved them into this this part of the paddock there today. We've had a pretty kind start to winter. We carried on milking right up till about the 6th of June, and then it started getting cold and minus temperatures and the shed freezing over, so we decided to pull pin. So we did a grass walk yesterday, so what are we there now, the 20th of June. We've grown on average 17 kilos of dry matter a day on the grass, so we closed up on a 2,000 cover. We're now sitting at 2,300. So geez, if that continues, we normally average about 5 kilos a day through winter, but yeah, if that carries on, we'll have a lot of grass come springtime. Some major jobs, I suppose, to do is we've just got the inflations or liners in the shed to change, giving it a good clean down, water blast up. The calf sheds, half of them have already had wood chip put in them and gates swung and disinfected, so we're certainly chewing through the winter jobs. The boys have got holiday booked, so this is the time of year where they're going to get round to getting a bit of downtime, enjoying it with families. We have got the new crew turning up next month, so that's exciting. So we'll be getting our inductions, SOPs and everything sorted for them. But currently, status quo, it's raining, which is good. We need it to rain now and not when we're calving. And yeah, everything's happy, healthy, putting on some weight, and bring on the calves. Well, just finished that side of the paddock. So undone the wire at the bottom, running them in, and then we'll graze this piece grazing up. Allocation's working out really well. Heifers seem to be holding condition, putting a little bit of weight on, which is exactly what we're after. And yeah, just trying to mitigate a lot of this rain. Mess. Sit. And as you can see, we've left a buffer zone against the creek, just to stop any of that sediment runoff. Get our portable water troughs all set in. The heifers are doing really well on the kale. This is out of the second mob that we have on self-feed silage. We're all putting a good bit of weight on there now. We're just about to come to the end of our grass silage, and we'll start eating a bit of whole crop then, coming into early calving. But as the girls are all lying down, some nice wood chip. We've just gone through a bit of a wet spell, so an inch of rain over the last 2 days has made things a bit damp, but all in all, the cows have started to learn to eat over and underneath the wire, which is really good. Just a really good advantage of continuity and share milkers staying on the same properties and everything is we get to do jobs like this, you know, as soon as the wood chip turns up. So, you know, it's getting all these calf sheds ready. So we're not just getting calf sheds ready a week before cows start dropping, or the day cows start dropping. So yeah, all this nice pine wood chip turned up. So I'm just going to push all this in. We can disinfect the shed down again once the wood chip's in, and start swinging gates again, and get this all ready for calves to start hitting the floor. Well, winter is here. It is snowing, and we're just out shifting the mob on Swedes. This mob would be one of my far off mobs to calve, so they're all going to calve around that sort of middle of September. What we have here is with the front fence, and then every day I just reel it up and I'm putting another fence up just to help it easy. Instead of walking the standards out, it's just drop one fence, set another one out. They've got their baleage up at the top under that shelter, under the shelter. Then this end of the paddock, we also have their water trough. So we're moving the water down every day with them. We also move the back fence up every couple of days with them. And here they're on about 10 kilos of Swedes, turnips, and 2 to 3 kilos of baleage. So as this mob's currently sitting, they're around that sort of body condition score of 4.5 New Zealand. And we're not wanting to push condition on them, but they'll probably put on a half condition score by the time they calve, which would be calving in at a 5, which is exactly what we're trying to target. Yeah, we've got a couple of these mobs out on crop there now, which is great. The snow's great. Certainly a lot different to last month.
G'day, welcome back to another month. For those who haven't joined me before, my name's Matt, and together with my wife Lucy, we milk 700 odd cows in southwest Victoria, Australia. Today we are PGing our cows, so we're currently studying our AI program. Currently been mating now for a couple of days, but this is going to be the second PG of the program. So we've done a GNRH about a week ago and a PG last night, and then a PG this morning. So later this week we should have close to 600 cows on heat, hopefully. So I'll run you through that as we go, but we use our herd program to tell us what one's our PG. So a couple here being mated, this one needs a PG, and some here. We've got to be 40 days in milk before we PG. So yeah, hopefully you can tag along and see how we get it done. So the idea behind this program with the GNRH is to block the heat. So then when we PG this week, that'll bring them all on. So obviously you're not going to get them all depending on the cycles, but with this program we should submit anywhere from 80 to 90% of the nearly 600 that we are put into the program. So it's a great way to get them all submitted really quickly. So we do a program like this to try and tighten our, obviously, calving up. So we have that really big hit at the start of calving, get a heap of cows in. And it also allows us to, ideally finish mating at week 10. So if everything is joined in week 1, by week 10, they've had 4 goes. So obviously by then, if they're not in calf by then, well, chances are pretty slim. So that's sort of some of the theory behind it, and why a lot of people do these programs as well, just to try and tighten calving patterns up, and just make end calving easy. You have that big couple of weeks at the start, and then you cruise after that. So this is the first year we've done this program. In the past, we've always done a double PG program where we PG 16 days from mating start date and then 2 days out from mating start date, and try and sync them that way. But a lot of people have started doing this program now, so they're getting, it's obviously an extra jab with the GNRH, but they're getting a lot higher submission rates. That's set up to 80, 90%. So, obviously the more we can get submitted, the more hopefully we can get in calf. So that's the aim of the game. So we have the All Flex collars, which, they're a great tool in obviously mating. Makes life a lot easy. We can still milk with one person, so you're not having to have any extra people here. And we still obviously use them for this program. So on later this week, we'll do stand behinds. We'll have 3 or 4 AI techs up on the stand, and we'll just mate as we go. Some get sex semen and some get beef, but it's just bull of the day. There's no stuffing around with particular bulls to particular cows. It's just too hard, and we don't think there's any benefit in doing that anyway. So yeah. So we're now a couple of days on from them jabs, the PG jabs, and tonight we've done a stand behind, so we've made it about 330 or 40 cows tonight. So that gives us about close to 450, 460 over the last 5 days. Hopefully the next couple of days with another 150, which will take us up to that 600 mated in a week. So hopefully that'll get, you know, some really good submission. So how we do it, but Gary here, who's been doing AI for about 50 years. And then guys here, Gabby and Don, both from New Zealand, South Island. They're doing stand behind, so as we milk, we've been AI, and it's Mary's birthday. So we've got them all set up on the computer that, depending on whether they get sexed or beef, we'll just have an alert on, so that way it'll tell us, you know, what semen to put in there. So we'll use dairy for about this first 10 days, and then everything will be beef after that. So we should get our replacements in the first sort of week or 10 days of calving. So yeah, I'll let you know the results later, but definitely, hopefully come calving we'll be pretty busy, but yeah, certainly a longer milking, nearly 4.5 hours tonight, but it's certainly worth it to get the high submission rates to hopefully get, you know, higher in calf rates as we go. So we're now the 13th of June and we finally got rain. So we had 100 mils over about 4 days last weekend, which at the time we all thought was probably way too much, but it's disappeared. You know, you think now after that rain, you know, we could easily handle another inch if it come. We don't need it, but so yeah, some areas got more, some areas got close to, you know, 125, 140 mil. But it was great for people that needed runoff because it come down pretty quick. Some of it got runoff into dams and stuff, so ones with dam water are pretty happy. And also, we've now got green rows. So this is an example of a paddock that we oversown. So obviously still is pretty deadish, but you can see a bit of green across it now. And we oversown this with just a V&S perennial at 15 kilos or 20 kilos, I think it was actually. And hopefully between this new grass here and obviously some of this old stuff that is coming back, you know, we should end up with a pretty good sward of grass. So obviously, you know, we're still going to be a fair while until we can graze this, but, you know, today's, you know, 18 degrees, beautiful day, so we can, hopefully another week, might be able to get some fertiliser on some of this and get it going, but, you know, hopefully that'll give us to, you know, get us into July and hopefully start grazing some grass late July, early August would be ideal. So this time of year we use wood chips or peelings to put on our track. So we've got an old silage wagon here that's sort of centre drop, and we put lines along all our laneways for the cows to walk. I know you guys over in Europe, a lot of you have like you know, tennis court, fake turf and stuff. We don't seem to have access to that as much as what you guys do. So we use peelings on our tracks. And what it does with that line, it sort of leaves a line of peelings right in the middle of the track. So apart from busy areas in the dairy, you know, cows obviously just walk up the middle of the track. And then, yeah, depending on how wet it is, we'll top it up. So these type of paddocks here are two of our sacrifice paddocks. You can see here, this one's got pretty muddy. They were in that when we had the 100 mil of rain there 2 weeks ago, and we've actually, weather's just turned to shit here now, and we've got more weather coming this week. But yeah, so what we've done is we've put wood chips in the laneways and on the gateways as well, just so when we've got 700 cows walking out, you know, hopefully it's a bit more cushiony for them, it doesn't turn to shit.
as much. And obviously there's gravel in each gateway as well, so with the peelings on there, hopefully that'll make it a bit softer for them, and none of them sharp stones will penetrate into their hooves or anything. So we're now end of June, and finally getting some fertiliser on some of these new sown paddocks. So obviously we've had to oversow all of these. These paddocks here that we're in now were used as sacrifice for our dry cows. So they're pretty bare. So they look a lot better than some of the paddocks we oversown. But yeah, it's coming up really well. Everything got sprayed this week for with Lemat, so for mites, red-legged earth mite, etc. And yeah, we're now putting on a blend of fertiliser, which is 32 units of nitrogen, 10 units of potassium and 5 units of sulphur. That's on 150 kilos a hectare. So yeah, getting pretty much 46 units of nitrogen a hectare, which, for us, that comes direct from port. So they mix it at port and we get a 28-tonne load delivered to here, and then we just spread it. So yeah, good to get some fert on. So hopefully, obviously, this is still going to be, probably a month, 6 weeks off grazing, but at least we're going somewhere now. Typically this time of year for winter, we normally see around at worst case, probably 25 kilos a day. Best case in winter, we probably see 40 kilos growth rate today. So yeah, we can grow a fair bit of grass during winter, depending on the summer, depending on the winter, sorry. Like today's, 16 degrees again. I'm back in shorts and work boots, so it's beautiful weather. So hopefully we get a bit more of this, and this grass will keep going. But yeah, it's good to see some rows, and everything's going pretty well.
Hello all, welcome back to Limerick. Update around here, cast is off, going back again. I have, it is back to the elbow's going right. I still haven't got full use of the wrist yet, but we're getting there. It's a great relief to have it off. So update for us, sure, things are flying it. It's phenomenal year for grass. Tis raining at the right time. There's heat following the rain. Everything is going great. Cows at the moment, we're doing just over 22 litres, and we're 442 fat with 383 protein. Somatic cell is at 137, and we're feeding 2 kilos a meal at the moment. They're going great. They're in great order, cleaning up paddocks well. Super happy with how things are going. The update at the moment, so breeding season is going fine. We're getting a small few repeats. It's been quiet the last couple of days. There was a few before that. I've one to do now this evening, but we are, as of today, Friday, we are 11 weeks in. So in terms of the cows, it's from now on, if there's anyone coming in for the next maybe week or a fortnight, they'd want to be kind of good cows to be keeping. Older cows now, if they come in, or ones with any few problems, we won't be serving them. That's only for another 2 weeks. We'll finish them off. The heifers, we have same thing. We're 11 weeks of that today, and we've a herd test on Monday. So we'll take out the bull at that stage, and that should finish off the breeding for them. I don't see a whole lot of repeats. They could be there, but we'll see what happens. We'll scan them then kind of in a month's time, a month or 5 or 6 weeks, and whoever's not in calf then will be put onto the ration and fattened off straight away, and they'll go fairly quickly. Kind of the very late calvers for the heifers, it doesn't seem to be much of a grow for them, so that's what we'll do with them. Another thing we're going to be doing in the next couple of days is we always do it every year, the first calvers, or the first lactation cows. We'll dose them, they'll get a pour on, just a summer dose. That's all. We just do it for the first lactation animals, that's all. So that's us. The cows are very content. Everything is going hunky-dory. The receipt that we were in the last day, that has been grazed and clipped off and coming again. We'll probably do more reseeding again in a month's time. Pit silage, second cut came in. We started covering it this morning, so to finish now soon and cover the rest of the pit. Kind of happy, very happy with the second cut. Was disappointed with the first cut. I thought it'd be better, but the second cut then it has made up for the bit. I think we're only just thereabouts with what we have done last year in terms of the pit, but the bale silage around the milking platform has more than made up for it at the moment. We're well ahead of where we want to be, but it's all down to the weather. That's kind of an update for us at the moment anyway. Okay.
Good morning from a sunny West Wales, and here's a little farm update from us to you. As you can hear, there's a lot of noise because the boys are busy. We are expanding the original shed, putting an extension on the end, which we have built ourselves for more housing. The cows always get the best view. I've left the noise behind on the yard, and it's time to show you the cows. They are milking very well. They're averaging around 26-27 litres, so they're starting to drop after reaching their peak, which is a good sign because we want them back in calf, and breeding season has been going really, really well. We served 21 days of AI. We did the first 2 weeks with our heifer replacements on selected cows, and then we served Belgian Blue. After 21 days we used 2 Angus bulls to run with the herd, and the 2 bulls have broken down. So we're back on the AI again just to give them a hand. They're fine. One's just got a sore foot, and the other one's got a sore, you know what, I don't need to say. So they've both been treated, but we are using the AI just to give them a bit of hand. And the cows are doing really well so far. We can tell who's in calf from the collars. We're really, really pleased. I think we've only got a couple that are repeating. So far, fingers crossed. It's hard to tell until you get that scanning in with a vet. Just to chuck some statistics at you. The cows are producing a butter fat of 4.5, protein of around 3.5, cell count is 58, back to scan is 9, and we're very happy farmers. As some of you know, we already milk 146 cows. We are understocked for the grazing platform we've got here on the farm. So we do need to increase our numbers because it's very difficult to get fresh grass, the best grass in front of the cows, because what's happening is it's going to head too soon. So we need to increase our numbers. Hence the extension on the shed, which will give us a total of 220 cubicles once that's finished. And then we can't go more than that. A few weeks ago, well, more than a few weeks ago now, our grass growth slowed right down because of the dry period, and we have since had a few weeks of rain. So our grass growth rate is at 67.6, and our demand is, hang on, here we go, 53.1. So we've got plenty of surplus. The boys are busy doing silage. And we're also reseeding one field.